What about this, though? This is, for many, the climax of what has already been an incredible Diamond League here in Eugene, because it's the Bowerman Mile, the men's mile, and the first appearance of 2024 of Jakob Ingebrigtsen, the Olympic champion at 1500 meters, but since then twice has been beaten to the World Championship title, once here in Eugene, once in Budapest, and both of those men here today. One was Josh Kerr, who won in Budapest in great style last year, and also it's great to see his teammate Jake Whiteman from Great Britain, who won here in Eugene against Ingebrigtsen 2 years ago, got injured for pretty much the whole of last year and had to watch Kerr step up. And then the Americans will be cheering on Jared Nuguse there in between Ingebrigtsen and Kerr. So a lot of question marks about Ingebrigtsen. He hasn't been his normal ebullient self in and around the event. He says, I know I've got some work to do. He's been injured, he's had problems. He's here though, and I think that's a testimony to him to say, I'm going to put myself on the line against my main rivals, against the best guys who are around at the moment, even though I might not be quite in the place I want to be. There's Jake, brilliant 800 last week. He's been in Flagstaff like Ingebrigtsen, training, getting ready for this part of the season, but he popped down to LA, ran a low 144, in great shape. He is a very good 800 meter runner. Ironically, he doesn't yet have the qualifying time for the 1500 meters. He'll hope to put that right today, but he does have options with the 800 as well, but I'm sure the 1500 is where he really wants to go to the Olympics with the likes of Kerr. Great Britain will have undoubtedly 3 or 4 great contenders. Nuguse then getting a great ovation from the crowd. But back in 2017, as a 16-year-old, Jakob Ingebrigtsen came here and ran his first ever sub-4-minute mile. We were watching it. Who could have known what was to come in the ensuing years? The Olympic champion, still in his early 20s. A hard swallow before the men's mile, a hard swallow before he takes on his big rivals. Normally Ingebrigtsen would come to a race like this and demand the pace. In the technical meeting yesterday, everyone looked around the table. He said no, he's not asking for a pace, and neither did Kerr ask for a pace, so they are going to go 153, but to me that indicates that the men are going to be a bit cagey here, looking at each other. A win here is going to be really important, and the style of the win will be a bonus as well. So 153 is what is good, it's fast, it's certainly fast enough, and will certainly get this race moving. But will Ingebrigtsen pick up the mantle, and how close will the others be? Is he strong enough, Tim? Is he good enough to run the legs off people as he has done in the past?
Well, Steve, we're so lucky to have this, aren't we? It is one of the great clashes. This could be a real game of chess, this one, although it will inevitably be pretty quick. But yeah, Ingebrigtsen, you know, I think people have accused him of being a one-trick pony this last couple of years, where he goes out hard and just tries to run the legs off everybody. And some of the others have got him worked out. Jake Whiteman in 22 on this track, Josh Kerr last year in Budapest. What can he do here? Can he do anything different? Can he be strong enough to beat those guys queuing up behind him?
At the front there, behind the pacemaker, is Kepsang, dotted in amongst the Brits there. You've got Nuguse, you've got Cole Hocker, you've got Hobbs Kessler in there as well. Jake Whiteman is closer than Josh Kerr. Oh, and Cole Hocker just got a clip there, and is that Kessler who's gone out? Oh, might have been just trying to check there who stepped off there, because that, you don't want to see that. Little bit of pushing and shoving. Well, it wasn't even pushing and shoving, it's a fast enough pace, and poor Kessler has had to step off. That's a shame, real shame. So the pace is just settling down here, but they're right on the 153 mark, they're right with the lights, but they're all looking at each other still. It's the third lap where we'll be seeing the intention of Ingebrigtsen.
Yeah, Ingebrigtsen that slotted into third place. The others allowing him to build up towards his classical racing style, which would be a strong surge over these last 2 laps. Nuguse looks very good, doesn't he, in 4th place. Lovely and relaxed, Steve. Chatting to him yesterday, he seems so chilled, probably the most chilled of all of them, but nice running from Kerr, moving up down the outside.
He senses this slowing of the pace. He senses that nobody's going to go with the lights here. Kipsang is at the front, and Josh Kerr's thinking, no, I don't want this to drop. And Ingebrigtsen goes, thank you very much. This is normally what I have to do. So Kerr setting his stall out, there to be shot at. Nagus follows, Whiteman follows. Kipsang going backwards. Chariot, watch out for him. There's another fall further back in the field as well. Josh Kerr, the world champion, followed by Ingebrigtsen, the Olympic champion. Nagus right on their heels as they come to the bell. It's going to be pretty quick, around 2:51.52. There were 2:53 1200.
Well, 250.7 at the bell. This is a new race tactic from Josh Kerr. Ingebrigtsen in a new position as well. Nagus just enjoying this pacemaking from the pair in front of him at the moment. And Jake Whiteman with that 800 speed in fourth place, just being stretched here. Does he have the strength?
Josh Kerr is taking it to Ingebrigtsen, but he's still there. This would be phenomenal from the Norwegian if he were to take on his big rival. Whiteman's gone. Nagus looked as though he's struggling. Has Ingebrigtsen got anything? Normally from this part, you'd back Josh Kerr in the home straight, and he's ahead of the Norwegian. This is great running though from Ingebrigtsen. Josh Kerr's battling it out. Ingebrigtsen trying to get there. This is going to be so close. It's going to be incredibly fast as well. Josh Kerr heading for a very quick time. Josh Kerr, 3:45.36. That is a new British record. Once held by Steve Cram. And I'm so pleased that Josh Kerr has been able to hold off. And I have to say, an impressive. Let's hand it to Ingebrigtsen. That was tough. But this is the coming man, Josh Kerr. And if Ingebrigtsen, you'd handed him a 3:45 clocking before this, I would have thought he would have said, yes, thank you very much, but not quite good enough to get ahead of the world champion. That is significant for lots of reasons, but it was the way. I said it wasn't just the win. How are you going to do it? And Josh Kerr said, catch me. You try and chase me down. I'm strong enough to sit out in front and win it.
That's what I loved about this, Steve. The leading pair, both running, turning the tables on each other here. Kerr out in front, saying to Ingebrigtsen, yeah, I can do it anyway. Last year in Budapest, Ingebrigtsen was out in front. Kerr was in second, kicked past Ingebrigtsen. This time, Kerr out in front, but he wins again, and that is significant. 2 on the trot from Kerr ahead of Ingebrigtsen. What I will say is that Ingebrigtsen, we know, is not 100% fit, and he so nearly did turn it over onto Kerr. But Josh Kerr glances up at the big screen, 30 metres out. No, he's got the win in the bag, and that is a massive win. And yes, Steve, you have been a majestic runner in British colours for many, many years, have held that British record for year after year, but what a worthy replacement Josh Kerr is.
39 years, I think it is. Yeah, and about time.
And how many days and minutes?
About time. You know, Josh I love the way he did that here. Nagus, you got to hand it to him, hung in strong there. And I am pleased for Ingebrigtsen. I'm pleased to see him back. I'm pleased to see him contending. But goodness me, Josh Kerr gave him an opportunity, but he just couldn't take it. He's just never going to get past Josh in the last 200 meters if Josh is ahead like that. We're going to see this happen. I'm so looking forward to this season because, you know, Ingebrigtsen is back. Let's not forget that he's back. But Josh Kerr is getting better and better and better. That was phenomenal. And you know that this is a man full of confidence heading to the Olympic Games.